Greetings from Vardhan. As we all know that Vardhan is an online organization which promotes holistic parenting in first 1100 days. That is the golden period of human life. I'm Dr. Neetu Gupta, consultant pediatrician turned into pre and perinatal parenting educator. And today we are going to discuss very important issue, that is decoding baby vaccination. We all know that as a new parent, whether it is father or mother, everybody is so much concerned that what vaccination should we give or not? My baby will cry, my baby will have pain, and all those so many issues. So we thought that why don't we do a session especially for decoding baby vaccination. So let us don't waste time and straight away dive into the session. Today's topic is very important. I'm sure that after listening to this session, many of the new moms and dads will find themselves very confident. You are free to ask your questions, put in the comment box so that we can take up at the end of the session. And let us start. So first, let me say that what is vaccination? See, vaccination, the name of vaccination was not very much, it has just come into existence for last maybe few, a few years, like maybe right 70, 80 years. Before that, nobody knew that what is vaccination, right? So vaccination is a process of giving immunity to your small baby who is just born or who is just few months old, and he doesn't have inherent protection against various deadly diseases. So we do it via a very simple process by which we inject some chemicals. I will tell you what in the when as we progress into the session. But basically, we introduce that small substance into the body, and then body reacts to it, and body makes antibodies against those particular diseases. So it is a very simple, sure shot method of inducing immunity in the small babies who are very much, whose immune system is very weak, and they cannot really produce their own antibodies unless they get exposed to the infections. So this is what we as pediatricians are very much interested, and this is a very much part of preventive care for the childhood health. So next is, what are the types of vaccination? There are majorly two types. Majorly two types. One is live vaccine. The other is various types of killed vaccine. So what is live vaccine? Live vaccine is basically a vaccine in which a live bacteria or live virus which has been attenuated. That means it is not that much active. It has been like it's that disease causing ability has been very much come down by different processes, and that particular live bacteria or virus we inject inside the body. So what happens when the bacteria or virus goes inside the body? It just stimulates the immune system, and immune system thinks that the particular infection has happened. It reacts and it produces antibodies just as similar to a natural infection. So many of the parents or many of the babies like we come across, they say that why don't we have natural infection? So it is almost like a natural infection without suffering from infection, because we have attenuated the disease causing ability. We have just retained some of the chemicals which go and stimulate the immune system. And the second is killed vaccine. Killed vaccine means basically the bacteria or virus has been killed, and its various chemicals, its cell wall proteins, or whatever other things are there in its structure, that is used to stimulate body's immune system. And then the body itself makes lot of antibodies, and it is in turn going to protect our baby against various diseases. So largely speaking, there are only two vaccines, two types of vaccines. One is live vaccine and the second is killed vaccine. Now, why do you need it? Now, many of the times questions comes to our parents' mind. Why? I mean, child can go and have an infection, and then I have antibodies. That's all. Why do you need the vaccination? But if you ask any medical expert, anybody, and if we look at the history also of the worldwide global history, there are two things which has made a big difference to people's health and health statistics. And in general, health of the people, life expectancy has become better, mortality has come down, morbidity has come down. Only two things. One is sanitary practices, that means safe and hygiene, safe water, safe food, hygiene practices, all those things that has really, really improved the healthcare at all the levels, at all the global country levels. And the second is vaccination. The impact of vaccination on the healthcare is so much, it cannot be really counted in terms of numbers. Now, if the people do not believe in the vaccinations, we should just simply ask them. Around 50 years back, so many people they suffered polio, or they were really dying of deadly diseases like diphtheria, pertussis. Where are those deaths today? Today, nobody dies of those deadly diseases because of a big coverage of our children by vaccinations. So around we are in India, like 85 to 90% children are getting vaccinated in almost every state, leaving few states. And our target is to make it 100%. So we are envisioning that India that where everybody is vaccinated against few deadly diseases where if efficient vaccination is available. So there is no doubt about the efficacy of vaccination. Now, what are we trying to do? As I told that whether it is a live vaccine or it is a killed vaccine, basically we are trying to stimulate the baby's immune system. And immune system is so efficient. Once it recognizes that this particular thing is not good for the body, it immediately just multiplies the cells, lot of antibodies are made, and that's it. And the baby is immune. Next time if baby comes into contact with such bacteria and viruses, he will not have infection. He will just simply bypass them. So that is what we are trying to do by giving these vaccinations. We are stimulating the immune system. We are asking the baby to make lot of antibodies, and that's it. Now, many times parents they confuse that which schedule you follow. When we are in UK, we are following this schedule. When we are in America, this schedule. And in India also, different hospitals, different clinics, when you go, you just cannot really make out that which schedule you should follow. So here I will like to tell you that you follow the schedule of that particular country. So if you are in India, you follow Indian schedule because all these schedules are based on the demographics of the diseases. So in a particular state or in particular country, particular diseases are common. So those people will make those vaccinations as compulsory vaccination and make sure that everybody gets vaccinated against those diseases. But if suppose we do not have that disease in our country, those vaccinations are not compulsory. So like that. So just follow the schedule of your place of stay where you are staying. In India, we have two schedules. One is National Immunization Schedule under Universal Immunization Program. So what is this? In whatever government facility you go, whether you go to primary health center, you go to civil hospital, you go to medical college, everywhere we are following the National Immunization Schedule, where there is a fixed age that at birth we will give this, at 6 to 10 weeks we will give these three vaccinations, at 10 to 14 weeks we'll give these three vaccinations. Like that, there is a fixed schedule we are going to give. So that is universal immunization program, and wherever you go, you get all these vaccinations free of cost. Absolutely free, because the government of India has taken up this responsibility to protect all its children with these vaccinations against few diseases which have been said that this is compulsory and this is mandatory. Now, the one more schedule which we follow is Indian Academy of Pediatrics. Now, you must understand the difference between these two vaccination schedules. So national immunization schedules is against like few deadly diseases, that which is very compulsory, which is very much mandatory, and it is free of cost in government setup. But Indian Academy of Pediatrics is an autonomous body. It is made by pediatricians all over India. And this committee or this academy decides that which are the vaccinations we should include to promote the health and well-being of the children. So this schedule includes some extra vaccines by giving the parents an option that if you want to protect against these diseases also, you can go for it, because the safe and effective vaccines are available. Now, this does not mean that this is not compulsory, this is not mandatory, so we should not take it. It's not like that. It is basically, these are vaccines which protect against many diseases which are still prevalent, but it is still not included in the Government of India schedule. Government of India is slowly trying to include many diseases, other diseases also into the schedule, but uh, once we are able to give it free of cost, that thing will take time. So till then, we give the cafeteria choice to the parents. See, these diseases are available. These vaccines are available, which is very safe and effective. And these diseases are not good diseases to have. So it is better to protect your baby against these diseases also at an added cost. So the safe and reliable information you can very well get from trusted sources like CDC, WHO, IAP. So everything is available on the net, and they really tell you that which vaccines are available, which is the side effects and all those things. Now, under the IAP, various new vaccines which we want to cover, we want to protect our children are like, one is pneumococcal vaccine. The pneumococcal vaccine has been recently included in the national immunization schedule. It is like, if you say that who is the biggest killer in children, so pneumonia is the biggest killer. The largest cause of mortality in a child currently is pneumonia. And a big portion of this deaths is due to pneumococcal disease, against which the vaccine is now available. So, pneumococcal vaccine has been included into the IAP schedule. Pneumococcal vaccine is against severe pneumonia as well as the brain infection called meningitis. So, there is no point in taking risk. If you can really afford and if you want to get it, just get it. These vaccines are very good and very safe and effective. Then there is one more vaccine, is rotavirus vaccine. It is against diarrhea. So whenever a small child gets diarrhea, he can get into dehydration, shock, hospitalization. So to prevent all those things, we do promote rotavirus vaccination. Then there is chickenpox, varicella. Typhoid vaccination is very much important for the people who are adolescents, who are going to outside for studies, who are staying in hostels. So those are like people who are staying in groups, group activities, they are there, the varicella, typhoid. It is very important to protect our kids against these diseases. Then currently flu vaccine, because the children who go to the schools or daycares, they have frequent upper respiratory infections. So for them, flu vaccine is an option. And for bigger kids like adolescents, new vaccine has come up like HPV, human papilloma virus vaccine, which protects against the uterine cancer in girls. And even in boys also, it protects against many other cancers. So these are the vaccines which have come into the market after a big research, and ensuring the safety. So once the vaccine is in the market, I think we should take it if we are able to take it, because they definitely protect against many of these bad diseases. So that is what I wanted to tell. And after that, we will definitely try to take questions with the request that let our children grow healthy and safe. So that is very, very important. And that is for currently for the session. And let me stop sharing. And if there are any questions, I'll just take it up. Uh, Yeah, and some of the doubts we do get from the parents, that suppose somebody misses the date which has been given by a doctor, can we go on to the previous next date or something? Yeah, that is very, very possible. Like suppose you miss a date, you can go next week. Within a week or 2 weeks, we should definitely get the vaccination done. Then one more question is there usually are there side effects? Uh, See, side effects are there, but they are very, very minor side effects. Any vaccine, if you give to the child, there is a chance the child may have little fever. Child may have local pain, like pain at the site of injection. Some swelling, some redness may happen. But that is okay. That is fine at the cost of protecting him against a deadly disease that I think we should accept. And we have medicines to reduce the fever, to reduce the pain, and you can do always this patting of the sponging of the wound, so that cold compresses, so that the swelling is not there. So these are simple tricks by which we can reduce the pain, swelling, and fever. Then the questions come to our routine questions come to our by parents that uh, if we are going to US, should we follow the US schedule, or we must follow, because if you're going to some other country, yes, you must follow the schedule there. And if you're coming to India, please follow our schedule, whatever we are telling to you to do it. Um, so what my request will be that please uh, adhere to the vaccination schedule. Then there is one more question is that which brand you should take. We do not prefer or recommend any particular brand. Every vaccine is having 4 or 5 brands, and they are more or less equal. They are more or less same. Once they have come into the market, there is no major difference as such in the efficacy, safety, or effectiveness. So one brand can be little bit superior or one brand can be inferior. That's fine. But more or less, what we are bothered is we are bothered to vaccinate the child. There is a big difference between vaccination and no vaccination. There is a very minor difference between the vaccination with this brand versus the other brand. So that is what is the difference. So with that, we have come to the end of the session. I hope that you like the session, and we definitely will keep on coming with this kind of knowledge sessions. Um, we recommend all of you, whoever is listening to this session, to visit our website, to follow us our on Facebook page and Instagram page, because we are a society who promotes the conscious parenting system in the first 1100 days. What at Vardhan we focus on the holistic development, not only on the physical development. And we do have a conscious parenting system. So please follow us up. And thank you for patient listening. And thank you.